Well, first of all, welcome everyone to this, what's going to be a special presentation, and almost summer solstice. So we're moving through time, and the garden is illustrating that very nicely. The service berries are ripening out there, and they are delicious. So we're moving through the season. So lots of things is always going on in the garden. There's lots of pruning going on, and a few small projects. We're doing some repair work on the Cypress Bridge out there, so we're looking forward to having that in a good condition for the rest of the season with the future rebuild of that bridge. Lots of things happening in the garden. We have Summer Festival coming up last weekend in July with all kinds of great activities. Tea Club will be active. Gunji Sensei is a founder of our tea club here, and we'll be serving tea in both, in the guest house, in the tea hut, and at the gazebo, as well as some cold matcha out somewhere in the garden. And so we're really looking forward to that. Tea group's been working hard and practicing. There's all kinds of things. Next month's lecture is going to be another fine presentation with Professor Kendall Brown from California State at Long Beach. So he'll be wonderful. And then a haiku, like the guy who's written the definitive book on haiku in English will be here from UW-Madison Center for East Asian Studies. That will be the August presentation. So lots of great things happening. Another thing that Sensei is involved in, and I've been helping her for the last few years, is a Kokoro workshop, or kind of heart, spirit, mind, body, everything, up at Frank Lloyd Wright's Taliesin. That's a weekend kind of a retreat to explore Kokoro in the garden and the impact of tea on the garden and these kinds of things. And so really excited about that. If you'd like more information on that, you can check the Taliesin website for that. And so that brings us to tonight's presentation. And did you already introduce yourself?
Yeah, I did.
So we are so like honored and happy, and we've learned so much through the years working with Professor Gunji. I think the first time was maybe over 14 years ago. We started our tea club and presentations, all kinds, Zen aesthetics, and all sorts of topics related to tea culture and so forth. It's an amazing relationship that we have maintained with Professor Gunji in Japan House and in Champaign, Illinois. Did you talk about Japan House at all?
Touch more a little bit on it. It was briefly mentioned. So Professor Gunji wonderfully established the current Japan House facility that we're using down in Urbana-Champaign. Japan House really has been in existence on the University of Illinois campus for over 50 years, but in the late 90s, Sensei actually built the current facility that we utilize in Japan House. So last year we actually celebrated the 25th anniversary of that facility, as well as Sensei's 50th anniversary of teaching. So down at Japan House, we teach a wide variety of both traditional and modern Japanese arts and culture to both university students, so they can actually take Japan House classes that will count towards their degree. Japan House also offers a minor for students that are very interested in traditional Japanese arts and aesthetics. Myself and Anthony actually both obtained said minor, and we were students at Japan House. But Japan House also, of course, hosts a wide variety of community events as well. So we also have a Matsuri, kind of like that of Anderson's as well, just a little bit smaller. We don't have quite the same amount of space. But also many other events showcasing tea ceremony. Sensei students will come and showcase tea to the community as well. A wide variety of workshops showcasing all different types of traditional Japanese arts and culture. So if you ever find yourself in the central Illinois area, come by, walk through the gardens. We're a little bit under construction right now. We're currently building an addition onto Japan House that's going to more than double the amount of teaching space that we have available. So the annex is currently being added on. So the gardens are a little bit under construction, but still beautiful, still lovely to kind of walk around and see.
Wonderful. Sensei, did you introduce Sydney?
Yeah, I just.
Okay, so all right.
I'm the engagement coordinator down at Japan House on campus. And then taking pictures in the back is Anthony Naira. He was a student intern at the University of Illinois for Japan House, and he just graduated this past May. So he's helping out at Japan House and working with us over the summer as well.
So, Kimiko Gunji, everyone.
Right here. So as I mentioned that Wagashi is very important to reflecting season. So you can see here, can you identify which one might be the summer one? Yes? Summer, looking cool, blue. So autumn, a little warmer. And then spring is spring flowers, and winter. So, really reflecting, but not only Wagashi is one of them, but overall Japan is such a country that, as I mentioned earlier, just very sensitivity towards seasons. So how that really happened? As you can see, Japan is such a small island country. So if you put on that whole island in the continent of the United States, it goes all the way to northern part of it is actually close to Duluth, Minnesota, and then down to close to edge of the southern part of the Texas, close to Mexico. But Japan is an island country that's surrounded by Sea of Japan and then Pacific Ocean. And Japan is influenced by Asiatic monsoon, so that lots of rainfall. And because of that, somehow it's arrived to this distinct four seasons. So it's really not all of, you can see, it's such a cold area. Certainly Hokkaido is cold, but it's because of the island, it's not as severe as maybe like the continent like this. So here, as you can see, mountainous country. So it's tiny country here. Mountains, there are like about 12,000 mountains. So actually the size of Japan is just about same size of the state of California, but livable place, people who can live is about tiny area of Maine. So about 123 million people living there. Then, of course, lots of about 7,000 of small islands nearby too. Because of that, I think beautiful scenic, but at the same time, it's prone to lots of natural disaster, volcanic eruption, and also maybe tsunami, typhoon, and landsliding. So Japanese people really developed to enjoy the admiration of the beauty of the nature, but at the same time, they were so awed by the power of nature and started revering nature. So that's how their mentality developed. But at the same time, many of you probably know Japanese native religion called Shinto. Shinto put a lot of emphasis on nature worship, animism. So anything what you see, grandeur way of natural growing big trees, they kind of think that's a very important god. So instead of de-god, gods all over. So they put the special demarcation like this to make sure that nobody just cut the tree or take up some dogs nearby, things like that. So that's how, I'm going wrong way. And then this distinct four seasons, certainly spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So coming to March in Japan, everything starts sprouting. Many flowers blooming, trees are getting really new shoot coming out, and weather is very mild, and the sun shines. So people really enjoy the spring season, and many beautiful flowers bloom. Among of them, the cherry blossoms. I'm sure some of you tried to go see the cherry blossom, but it's cherry blossom is so gorgeous, like you can see. It's a blanket all over Japan. So starting like early March, southern part of Japan, all the way to April to the in northern part of Japan, even in May. So people really drop walking, like listening to the radio, watching videos, they always talk about, here of course about, tornado is coming, things like that will be announced, but in Japan, around March, April, they always say, such and such a mountain right now is about 50%, 60%, and people here 70%, they just drop walking. It's a really interesting, even big company, they will let the young people go early and go under the beautiful cherry blossom site, put their blanket over to keep that particular area. So then after the work, all of the people can go there to have a great time to see the beautiful site, and as well as having drinking not a tea, but sake, and all those stuff. So because cherry blossom, as you know, beautiful. However, when it starts blooming like this, maybe next day when it's a big strong wind like yesterday, all gone. Rain comes, all gone. So then the people say, oh, I can walk maybe next week, but not cherry blossom. If you miss it, that's it. You cannot retrieve it. So olden time, of course, many of the warriors, samurais thought they like to live like a cherry blossom. Even though live short, grandeur, everybody enjoy, magnificent way. So that's the way from Asian time, Japanese really cherish, admire beauty of cherry blossom. But of course, springtime, not only cherry blossoms, you can see beautiful azalea blooms all over. Also, wisteria is gorgeous. And then coming to about May, there are lots of irises. They're all different kinds of irises all over Japan. So that's a really enjoyable month, March, April, May. Things are starting. And Japanese school system, many of the, here we start school maybe August or September, but in Japan, beginning April is the first of the year. So it's a new start, everything new during the spring. However, after this beautiful spring, coming to June, about this time, June comes so-called rainy season. So it starts really lots of rains, and then sky is always cloudy, gloomy, muggy, not as comfortable. But that particular rain is so important to the agriculture, especially rice planting. So people call, instead of nuisance rain, they call grace of rain, because it's essential to cultivating rice. So as you can see, lots of rainfall, the mountain gets really lush green, gorgeous green. And then not only the mountain area, but terraced rice field, you see quite beautiful, magnificent scene like this, all over green, fresh plants start growing. So it's not as comfortable as March, April, May, but people really sort of persevere for that uncomfortableness. But also some of the water-loving flowers, like hydrangea, it's just gorgeous. All species. This is actually one of the temple in Kyoto. They have about 50 different species of hydrangea, 20,000 plants. So it's a spot of the tourist spot. It's just gorgeous, especially when it rains. Those rain drops on the petals, it's just like jewelry all over. So, and then of course summer days, because of the rain, the water running like this, and many festivals going on all over Japan, because they like to cope with hot, humid summer. They like to enjoy this, and many fireworks at the evening. So that's how they kind of go through June, July, August. Then you kind of feel like, oh, nice breeze coming, fresh, new, and then of course leaves start changing, and then of course mountainous country like Japan, mountains all over, start changing colors. It's just a blanket of foliage, colored foliage of gorgeous scene. Especially like maples are very popular plant during the autumn. So autumn is, we often call it season of traveling. Very, refreshing after the hot scorching summer. Also, not only the scenery like this beautiful, but lots of food harvesting. So many of different nuts, many of the fruits. So you can see chestnuts here, persimmons, and then potatoes, eggplants, and shiitake mushrooms. So not only those beautiful sights entertain your eye, but are also appetites. So it's a season of traveling, season of eating, season of reading, they call it. Somehow, that's really a nice season. So that's September, October, November. Then start kind of a little bit cold, but most of the part of Japan not accumulating snow like we have here. It's snowing like this, next day melt. It's very hard if you are southern part of Japan, like where I am from. Very difficult to get a very nice snowman. The half dark snowman come out when you try to make one. However, of course, Japan, as you saw, tip of that Hokkaido is so cold, get cold, so something like this. So skiing area and tons of snowman, beautifully coordinated, never melt like this. And then very popular snow monkeys are very popular one. Interesting, I have never seen it, but one time when we were in Japan, one of our friends of ours, he go to Hokkaido to see the snow monkey. Snow monkey will be seen in the hot spring area where the snow is all over, but monkey come, but something like that. So that's December, January, February. So that's kind of distinct for season come. So this season, seasonal changes are affected to Japanese mentality, and there's a poem written by one of the very famous Zen monk, sort of rejoicing, admiration of those seasonal changes. So he said, in the spring, cherry blossom, in the summer, cuckoo, in the autumn, the moon, in winter, snow, clear, cold. So each season be described using seasonal, I would say seasonal changes are beautifully depicted here. So I'd like to show you how those seasons are reflected to many other art objects, things in daily life. Here's a famous haiku poet talking about haiku, somebody coming to talk about haiku. So this is, many of you know haiku. So only 575, very simply said, the spring rain in the carriage that we share, my dear ones, whispering. So same haiku poet wrote next one. Upon the golden screen hung summer garment, fools autumn breeze. I want you to kind of think about this one. Said, spring rain in the carriage that we share, my dear ones whispering. So beautiful, right? Spring rain, spring all over, cherry blossom all over. Next one, upon the golden screen. So it's actually beautiful golden screen. The summer garment. So you can see-through beautiful garment on this golden screen. Such a gorgeous scene, right? But then, autumn breeze. So what do you think? both are beautiful images, some sort of love affair going on. But surely, am I going the wrong way?
No,
right way, yeah.
Okay, hold on.
No,
Oh,
you're
no.
backwards.
Okay, here you go. So here, fresh spring rain, and carried we share my dear ones whispering. So you can see, oh, just young lovers having a great time whispering, marvelous. Just love affair just starting. On the other hand, this one gorgeous, but somehow the summer is maturity, but autumn breeze. Meaning maybe great love affairs, maybe gone, now some melancholic feeling. So without saying that kind of emotion is evoked by use of the season. So spring is over, fresh new start. And then coming to summer, somewhat maturity, energy there. And then autumn comes, beautiful, but yet melancholic, somewhat wistful. So some of you might have seen the woodwork print, where the two lovers walking under snow, side by side, in black kimono. Beautifully wood carved, but somehow that particular painting suggesting these two, some sort of a civility, their relationship, or maybe some fate. So it's not saying it, but again, if that's the cherry under the cherry blossom, totally different. So it's kind of interesting that expressing that emotion instead of saying, I'm so happy, rather just using those seasonal words, seasonal expression, using those seasonal items. So next one. So that it's reflecting some of the painting. This I have two paintings by same artist. It's actually decorative artist that Ogata Korin is a very famous painter, mid-17th century. And this particular one, as you can see, plum blossom, white and white and red. Just think, it's mid-17th century. His painting is so, I would say, modern, juxtaposing white and red, two different colors, but in the very naturalistically depicted. But then right in the center, very abstract way of flowing, running water. So quite a striking scene. This painting I want to see so badly, but if you are in Japan, summertime, you can never see this. And then one time I was lucky enough, I was teaching at Konan, which is Kobe, for 6 months, from January to July. So I knew February comes, they put this out. So I went to see the real stuff. But then if you miss that month of February, they will just take it away. And then come to May, you see this painting. It's very interesting. It's a high quality museum, never have out of season painting displayed. So this is very famous painting again by him. The irises, 6 panel of irises painted like this, zigzag bridges. Alson Garden have zigzag bridges with many of the garden has all got idea from this painting. But this has to be in May to see it. After May, it's gone. So much of sensitivity toward the season. So now, some of the Japanese tea bowls, when it's so gorgeous, wow, I like the cherry blossom tea bowl so much. And when we are having tea gathering. Now, if I use that, they say, she doesn't have any artist sensitivity. That's, and on the other hand, if I like to use it, maybe autumn grasses, now it's another no. So more like writing her to use it hot summer day. So to see the season is a very, very important selection. So here is some kimonos, two beautiful kimonos. Which season you think these kimonos are? Anyone? Spring and fall. Yeah, very good. Okay. Right there. So here comes summer and winter. So summertime, try to make it look cool. Even kimono, it's whenever you have kimono, it's not that cool. However, at least look cool is very important. And also not only look cool, but also summertime often we have those cotton kimono, so texture-wise too. So this kimono, the winter time we have lining, but summer comes without, maybe this particular white one might not have any lining. So that's kind of a different way of doing it. So then these are summer kimono, never be worn in the winter time. So like, just think the 12th century, there is a 12 layers of kimono worn by court ladies. So you have to think a combination of layers. In those days, men folks to see only the trailing the back portion that to select from. The ladies are not showing their face, but they kind of say, wow, this combination, she must be a really great person or great girl for me to have a coat set. That's the kind of, then evening comes, then they go in their place, maybe big surprise. So it's very important to think about what combination, what season to wear. So of course, cuisine, Japanese cuisine reflects the season. So hot summer day, this is our food. And on the other hand, cold winter day, or maybe autumn, the autumn stuff we presented. So these stuff the same as reflecting the sweet. So sweet for the spring, you can see these are, so we call three layers, three different colors of dango, the kind of dango would be, what do you call it? It's a rice ball, but color is very important. Japanese sweet, taste is just sweet. Doesn't have particular flavor to it. And ingredient is really simple too. Many of them use different kind of rice, maybe glutinous rice, regular rice, sometimes wheat, but inside often use red beans, lots of sugars, sometimes water. And summary one is using a little bit of ega or arrowroot, things like that. So certainly summer comes, evoke a feeling of coolness is very important. So you can see using lots of ega, which is a clear, making much clear color, and then texture too, very clear, cool feeling. Then autumn comes much more warmer. Some of them are steamed, grilled, and then winter certainly, sweet. So season by season, occasion by occasion, different kind of sweet will be served, sweet will be created. But some of them, like this is good. Wow, this is sweet, yes. Interesting things is very same ingredient. Only differences are using different color and making different shape to representing season. So I like to kind of quickly show you here. So outside of this particular beautiful sweet, is all started with white beans. In this country, we don't have a very particular sweet beans or lima beans. You can say lima beans, but you soak overnight and then come to the point where soft like this, and then take whole things out. It's all the outside come out, and then cook until get really get soft, and then you can make a really white flour-like. This one is a little bit more moist, but once you take all the excess water, become just white flour. So even though often when I serve something made of lima beans, if I told my student it's made of lima beans. I quit telling them ahead of time. Let them taste. And then afterwards I tell them, they go, oh, lima beans? But if you cook and then wash, all the smell of the lima beans gone, and then color gone, just come up very white flour. So then you add some sugar and cook to make like this. And then to make it a little pliable, put some glutinous rice, like mochi, and put together. Then become dough like a Play-Doh, very pliable, which actually are going to have shown that demonstration. So same material. So not only this white beans, but also using ega. So this is actually powdered ega. Used to be we don't have a powder, you have to cook, but now the powder. So you have this sugar, that's water, so it's same thing, but season by season, you can change color. So then spring-like color. What season would this be? Fall. What season would this be? Summery, right? And then this is more like winter. So I have here pine and what was it? Oh, yeah, you can't see it really well, but this is snowman in here too. So shape-wise you change it, but without changing the shape, even just color, say, oh, this is spring collection, summer collection. So those are kind of uniqueness that within Japanese sweet making. So today I thought, oh, I have more stuff to show. I got excited too. So here you can see poinsettia, winter, chrysanthemum, even though chrysanthemum now is all year round. In Japan, used to be traditionally only fall. And then, what do you think the third one?
Now it's a firework.
Yeah,
Firework.
you can have that one. Firework.
Yeah.
And then the last one,
Of the spring.
more like a daffodil, right? So spring, summer, autumn, winter. So all this spring one. So then you can see cherry blossom, wisteria, and then we have a so-called yellow flowers all over, beautiful color, yellow flower, and then hydrangea. So that all coming from this different techniques, which actually they are going to show you in a minute. So this is for spring. Oh, I have this one here. There's the second from the right, the left is ice, right? Then summer, morning glory, summer camellia, firework, himawari, sunflower, and then hydrangea. Like this. So hydrangea, a little bit of rain on top of it. And autumn comes, color, right? And then it's autumn flowers. Winter. winter rabbit, Christmas tree, poinsettia, pine, and then snow on the ground. So those are, again, same material. And then some of those, as I mentioned, some dry roasted rice flour, very fine one, to put a little very good quality of sugar called wasambon, then tiny bit of syrup to make it moist and make all kind of shape, or maybe using ega to make all this different one. So this one is a rice flour, sugar, syrups make each season. This is ega one. Season reflecting. So tons of them. The one that I didn't get to talk too much about is the way to make originally maybe mostly steamed. Then coming to the point where actually Portuguese came to mid 16th century, introduced to Japan the sugar. Until then there is no sugar. So then along with sugar, they introduced how to use eggs, butter to make a sweet. So that's how some of them are grilled, some of them use some of the, but very little of those animal product, mostly natural product is used. Mainly very simple, as I said, all different kind of beans, wheat, rice flour, sugar, and then water, and that's how you make it. So, ingredient is simple, but techniques, the Wagashi maker, about Edo period, Wagashi became such an expensive, important gift from the local chieftain or local retainer to give to high-ranking warriors or even imperial families. So they started competing the type of wagashi to make. So with that, I like two great artists to show you how to make this from this simple things into those beautiful four-season effect. Yeah. This is red beans. So red beans go into each of the inside of these, they're called HT sweet, highest ranking of sweet. Take a cherry blossom one. How she can make cherry blossom.
So some people kind of looked when I came in today. We're going to be doing this style of sakura. And we'll leave these up here at the end, so please come take a look at the end.
So maybe if some people want to get a little closer,
Yeah.
they can come up
If you
and
wanna
Come
find
stand
out
around,
spots.
get a closer view. It's all fine detailed work, kind of up close.
We can move chairs too.
So already colored with the pink. Come on forward. Come on. Not to be too dry, not too wet. But when you put in your hand, it doesn't stick anything on the hand. And then flatten it, and then red beans go inside. Flap, flap, flap. Go inside. Then make another round. While they are making like this, if you have any questions, just come on. Then you're using some tools, but if you don't have those, I think just a regular chopstick will do. I have brought something like this, just to make a crease. So cherry blossom has 5 petals, so she's dividing that in 5 portions.
sweets like these would be typically eaten on any occasion or for?
So, in the springtime.
Mhm. But like, just like, go to the shop and pick up a few.
Many people, if you really like to have this, then with a very high quality of tea. Doesn't have to be matcha tea, but matcha tea goes best with this kind. And especially even the matcha, we call so-called heavy style tea, that has substantial sweetness in there. But again, it's nothing but just beans and sugar and magical hat. So from pink bowl to brown. So that's one technique of making this particular sweet. And then of course we want to have a center portion using a strainer to bring out like that and that. This one doesn't have. Again, I was just looking around my house and then I thought, don't have to be authentic one. If you, I thought that's not well. Yeah, isn't that gorgeous? You can have that's what he's going to make. So that's spring. Now the summer comes, iris start blooming. So this one is a technique we use, chakin shibori. Chakin is tea cloth, small cloth, that has a linen texture. Again, she does same thing, spread out, flatten, and then put right in the center. Okay. Then put. So this one is, let's see, iris. The second one from the left. So iris has some yellow and white, and mostly purple. So how that come out, you can see. So first you have to know how to nicely wrap without inside come out. Evenly, and then just make a big round hole. Then put that and just twist. Shiboru means twisting. Simply twisting. By twisting, the grease come out, and that's the sort of nice. That's the summer iris came out. Yellow came out. You're very good. Yeah, nice. So that's the second technique. The third one using the wooden bowl, so that authentically more and more, and less people be able to make actually this kind of thing. But this is shape of maple.
It's a little difficult to see because I've already cornstarched it, but you'll see it at the very end. So I've already cornstarched the inside, which helps the dough to not stick.
Yeah, and otherwise it's sticking to the wood. It doesn't come out. So now she's going to make a beautiful autumn flower. So that you can see. Yeah. Maple. So all of them, you can make by hand, squeezing like that with cloth, and then last one is using strainer. Again, she has to wrap nicely, all different color in there. So I have to show inside.
What's in the red bean?
Oh,
The red bean is, what kind of beans are those, red
It's
beans?
red bean.
Like pinto beans?
Azuki, it's red, azuki.
Not like kidney beans?
So it's called azuki.
Azuki.
Yeah, azuki thing, but it's up
Okay,
to you.
got it. Don't know about that.
Yeah.
Atsuki.
Yeah, red bean. I'm just translating that. It's color red.
Definitely a red bean.
It's
So
it's
all of
quite
these are
literal.
very hard, so you have to soak overnight.
Oh, yes, yeah.
And this to cook.
Yeah.
Then strain it beautifully and then.
Oh, that's how you make that.
Yeah. But we do it from scratch, but now we train Anthony to make these paste, hard job, but we call it amma. He can make a really good white and red but very special technique he uses. Now modern technique, pressure cook. Otherwise it takes forever.
It's like hours and hours of stirring on
Yeah,
the stove.
but he has a secret, so if you really like to make one,
There's some secret tips to
Soak.
cook with.
Soak and then cook.
yeah, overnight. Then the big job is take out the skin out,
Oh,
the
wow.
skin, and then there is a even vanilla beans that has not only
That takes a long time.
like that, so like come out like so easily.
Yeah.
However, this one just came up together, but sometimes what do you call it? This portion, this portion. This portion doesn't cook, so you have to take it out. So it's a
Big
quite a
process.
labor involved, but so now she made a very nice maple.
I'll hold it up so you can see it from the front.
Oh, yeah.
So like this one here, that one is a Christmas tree. Different techniques that using a strainer to get the beautiful colored dough go through, make a strand.
Strands.
Strands.
Yeah, strand. So being a how do you make this one? So how she makes Christmas tree? She makes Christmas.
Christmas tree.
Like that.
Oh, strand.
So some people, this is a very traditional strainer for this, but I was looking at, I always like to look around, see what we can use. So I opened my drawer and I found this. What is this for? I don't even know. I see it in my drawer.
And then Lisa at Japan House, who's our full-time pastry chef, I don't know where she bought this from, but it's similar kind of
Hardware
idea.
store.
Yeah.
I have also
Mhm.
small one. I use this stuff.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
called, you know what this is. Come on, you find
Yeah,
out.
like that.
So all this, you have to put around. This one is tricky to not to smashing that strand.
Oh, yeah.
So then she have to put around. But again, this is Christmas tree she's making it. However, we go back. This one is autumn one. And then hydrangea can be. So it's actually a plain flavor. Really. So then, maybe this freshly made one, we'd like to share with people who have birthday this month. Who has birthday this month? Is there anyone? Nobody?
Wow.
June? Nobody was born in June? What about July? July? Oh, goodness, nobody? July? Oh, May? So you can have one. May is like ice, okay? So waitresses can, okay? And then let me say April. Nobody?
This one, right?
April? Okay, you can have cherry. So then autumn, September, November, October. October, you can have that. And December. December. Wow, this group is interesting. This is January. January. Oh, two of you. So Janken. Janken, pony.
Duncan, rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah, scissors or paper or
Rock.
rock. Maybe you can give to her. I'll give you something. For you, maybe some this. How about that? So that's for you. Okay.
The trade-off.
Just gold. Gold.
Just gold ornaments.
Beautiful. Look at that. Oh, wow. So anyone else? February. February person, then I give you winter. This is for you. Anyone? So I have a whole season one here. And anyone? Any questions?
Feel free to come up, take a closer look.
Yeah.
We're here to answer questions.
Please come forward.
It's so cool.
And just